Hi everyone, I'm Mandy. Welcome to Soup Cup Recipes. Today we're making stir-fried rice noodles, or what we call Chow. This recipe is easy and delicious. Everything can be put together in about 10 minutes. I will also give you a couple of tips to prevent the noodles from breaking up and from sticking to the wok, so you will have the perfect Chow. To save time, I'm going to turn the heat to high and start heating a pot of water while I am marinating the pork. Feel free to switch the proteins to beef, chicken, or shrimp. I already cut the meat into strips. Add some soy sauce, dark soy sauce, a quarter teaspoon of baking soda, and 1.5 teaspoons of cornstarch. The cornstarch will prevent the pork from drying out while stir-frying. Mix well and set the pork aside. We're going to talk about the noodles. I'm using these super thin noodles. They label it as angel hair. You can get it from Walmart, Target, and Publix. Any brand will work, even if the thickness is different. The instructions on the package will give you 2 methods to prepare these noodles. The first one is soaking in cold water, which makes the noodles lose the chewy texture. The second method is boiling the noodles, which is really hard to control the doneness because they're so thin and they will break into short pieces once overcooked. I found that the best way is to soak them in hot water, not boiling hot though. Once you see some small bubbles rising up from the bottom of the pot, you can turn off the heat and add the noodles. For the angel hair thickness, only soak for 1 minute. Of course, if you use thicker noodles, you will have to adjust the soaking time. Drain the noodles completely, then shake off the excess water. I'm going to season the noodles directly, which is beginner friendly, so you can take your time to get all the sauce ready before cooking to avoid rummaging around. Soy sauce, oyster sauce, dark soy sauce, some pork lard to prevent sticking, and some 5 spice powder. Now mix the noodles and fluff them with a pair of chopsticks. Thin noodles like to tangle together, so you have to take some time here to loosen up the strength. Otherwise, the noodles becomes difficult to stir in the wok. I know some of you are probably wondering, why do I prepare my noodles different than the recommendation on the package? There was a noodle factory in my hometown. It was about 5 minutes walk from my house. So I grew up eating fresh mifen, which is 10 times better than the dry form. So by using the hot water soaking method, the texture of the noodles will come out close to the fresh noodles. They maintain the chewy texture and they don't break as much while stir-frying. Besides the noodles, you will also need some vegetables. Although you can use whatever you have in your fridge, I do like to collect different colors and textures so the dish comes out better overall. I have got here some onion, julienne carrot, bean sprout, and chives. Turn the heat to high and preheat your wok until smoking hot. Quickly crack 2 eggs into a bowl and beat them well. The wok is piping hot now. Toss in 1 tablespoon of pork lard. Give it a swirl and pour in the egg. It will only take 30 seconds to set. Remove the egg from the wok and set it aside. The wok looks a bit dry. I'm going to add 1 more tablespoon of lard. Then stir the marinated pork over high heat until the meat has changed the color. In my family, chow mifen has to be cooked with lard. If you don't like animal fat, you can use vegetable oil. Throw in the onion and carrot. Reserve the bean sprout and the chives to add later. Keep stirring the vegetables for a minute, then add the rice noodles. The most important tip while stir-frying noodles is to have the heat on high, otherwise all the noodles will end up sticking to the bottom. You can see I didn't use that much oil but the wok is completely non-stick. That is the beauty of cooking with a carbon steel wok. The ingredients sears immediately when it touches the hot surface, so they don't stick. Also, the heat creates a smoky flavor, which makes the chow fen extra tasty. Once all the noodles are fluffed thoroughly, add the bean sprout. The chives only take 20 seconds to cook, so we will add them at the end. By the way, if you are like me, who has wrist pain, you can fluff the noodles with chopsticks or tongs, but do not use a spatula or a turner because they either cut off your noodles or compact your noodles. Once you can smell a roasty rice fragrance, you can add the chives. If you don't have chives, use scallions. Keep mixing until the chives are wilted. Before serving, add some sesame seeds for extra flavor. Optionally, I like to sprinkle some chili flakes for the spicy kick. Give it a final toss and you are done. After I turned off the heat, I just realized that I forgot to add egg. I don't know what I was thinking. Well, not too late to add it now. Just mix it in and you're ready to serve. Look at these noodles. So fluffy and airy. They didn't break as much after all that manipulating in the wok. My mouth is watering. Let's give it a try. This is so good. It reminds me of the fresh noodles that we used to get directly from the noodle factory. The texture is moist, tender, but still got a bit of bite to it. I especially love the pork lard flavor and the toasty aroma that you get from stir-frying the noodles over extremely high heat. Like, this is just perfect chow mein. I can eat it every single day. I hope you give this a try soon. As always, this video is sponsored by Souped Up Recipes Carbon Steel Wok. This wok does not have Teflon coating, but it is non-stick if you use it correctly. You can also use metal utensils in it however you want without worrying about scratching. The material can sustain super high temperature without damage, perfect for making stir-fried noodles because you need the high heat to create that wok heat effect, which makes your stir-fried noodles to a different level. If you want to buy it, the link is in the description. Go check it out. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!